my name is Lexi, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I want to talk to you about a book that I just recently finished reading, and it is called Raised to Survive by Etta James. Maybe I'll put a better picture up there for you, but yes. Raised to Survive by Etta James. It is an autobiography written by Etta James, detailing her life, some of the experiences she went through, and why she was the way she was and how things were for her in the music industry. Now, Etta James, she is one of my musical influences. She is not the top three. My top three is actually Beyonce, Alicia Keys, and Aaliyah. But Etta James, I found out about her because Beyonce played Etta James in a movie called Cadillac Records. Also from the movie Burlesque, Christina Aguilera, in the opening scenes of the movie, she's singing a song, which I later found out was called Something's Got a Hold on Me by Etta James. And I found out that Etta James is like the biggest influence for Christina Aguilera. And so that's how I was introduced to Etta James and her music, from seeing Beyonce play her in Cadillac Records, from hearing the songs that Christina Aguilera was singing in the movie Burlesque. I started figuring out who Etta James was and started researching her music on my own and really getting to fall in love with some of her music, though still having only like a surface level understanding of what she meant to rock and roll, really, as well as blues. Yeah, she was more blues, actually. I'm sorry. So what she meant to blues, and then what she started to mean to rock and roll, and how, her voice and her influence has shaped a lot of the music that has come out today, shaped a lot of the artists that we know today. I got this book because I wanted something to read, but I didn't want to just read anything, and I didn't want to read like the self-help books that I normally get, because those can honestly be kind of draining. I wanted something that was a little bit more entertaining, and I figured, why not read something that pertains to what I'm interested in? Not always the technical side of it, not always the branding and the marketing, not always the how to engage and grow your audience. No, I wanted to read something about, an artist, something real. What are some of the struggles that these people went through? What are some of the things that they had to deal with in the industry? Did they have any experiences that I can connect to, that I can relate to? And that's going to help me think about how I want to present myself in the industry, or think about some of the things I might want to do differently in pursuing this career in the music industry. Because of this book, I think I want my reading goal to focus more on other celebrities and their experiences, their autobiographies, hearing their experiences in the music industry from them. What I really like about this book is the fact that it reads exactly the way that she sounds. I've never actually heard Etta James speaking, but I have a really good understanding of how she would sound just by reading the words in this book. Now, sadly, she has already passed away, so this is another great entertainer who I will not be able to see in person, along with Aaliyah and Michael Jackson. They just passed before I was able to really understand who they were. And when I started to appreciate them, they've just passed on. I'm not able to see them in concert. But this book itself, it felt like a transcript of her talking. Like there was nothing held back. She cursed when she wanted to. She said whatever she wanted to say. And it makes it a really easy read because it's in her voice. And you can tell it wasn't just written to try to sound smart or to sound like it's a part of a book. This is coming from the mouth of Etta James. There were a lot of stories in this book that she told that I found myself relating to. I didn't know that she struggled with drugs the way she did. All throughout the book, she talks about her struggle with heroin and the toll that it took on her life trying to battle that. Along with having drug issues, she also struggled with choosing the wrong man, which I can definitely relate to that, because it seems like lately I just have not been choosing the right men to be in my life. And I also found that actually that's kind of like a common struggle amongst the women in the entertainment business, is not choosing the right man. Etta James, actually, she went through a lot of abusive situations, not just because of her drug habit, but because she just was choosing guys who would somehow like help supply her with the drugs, or they were only interested in being a part of the music And so they were trying to take advantage of her in some way. And I could really feel that because I have come into a lot of men who are in the industry and they say they can change your life in some way. And then they kind of try to abuse their power by becoming something that you never really expected them to become in your life. And it really taints the working relationship that they're supposed to have, the role that they're supposed to have in your life. And it just makes it so that, for me anyway, I'm not feeling like I'm getting far because I'm just not willing to do things that some of these people are requiring me to do or asking me to do. And so I can really relate to Etta James in choosing the wrong people or having people be around her because of who she is. I have not experienced it on her level because I'm not quite where she was at that point when she was talking about this. But another thing that I appreciate about this book, not just about the men, but also how, as artists, at least for me anyway, there's kind of this belief that you have to keep consistently coming with hits back to back to back. And although that certainly does help you in the industry as far as staying relevant and making sure that people are not forgetting who you are and possibly catapulting you to a high level of success, what Etta James made me realize is that you still have to live your life. So music is like, and I forgot this about myself, music is really supposed to be like a diary to help detail what you're going through or to help talk about what's going on in the times or what you want to see happen or just relate to people. And something that I gotta kind of realize is music is a huge part of my life, but if I'm not living my life, I don't have anything to talk about in my music. And what made me realize that is because there were long periods of time in this book where Etta James was not making any music because she was either doing something in her life or something in her life was affecting her from not being able to get back to the music. But that brings me to the next point. Also, what I really appreciate about reading this book is the fact that no matter how far she seemed to stray away from music, there was always a way for her to get back into it. There was never, even though there was so much time in between her doing her albums or her songs or whatever, there was always some way that she got back into it. Whether that was somebody coming back or reaching back like, hey, Etta, I know you're great at what you do. I want to make sure that you keep being great at this, basically. I'm going to help you get out of whatever debt you're in to this person. I'm going to get you out of this contract. I'm going to pay for this producer. I'm going to pay for your home so you have somewhere you don't have to worry about. There was always some way for her to get out. Things always worked out in her favor. Even when things seemed really bad, there was always a way made for her to get back to the music. And that really strikes a chord with me because I always hear people saying, that when you have a gift, your gift will provide for you. Your gift will make a way for you. And so reading about some of the instances where people helped Etta James out, they whether it was buying her a house, getting her a new record deal, getting her out of a bad situation with some guy, there was always some way that was made because of, oh, this is Etta James, you know what I mean? Or because this woman is talented, I see how great she could be. I'm going to help her in this way because she should be greater than what she is right now. Not to make it sound like Etta James was like this horrible person, but she does talk about how she struggled a lot with drugs. But I mean, honestly, and it makes me realize that I don't need to take life so seriously because in the end, everything will work out. In the end, everything does come out to be okay. So I don't need to stress so much about, am I making the next hit or am I doing this? Am I doing that? Blah, blah, blah. And that's a whole nother video for another day on, this kind of awakening. I really got to finish this book during quarantine. I'm not sure when you're going to see this video, but it is currently Thursday, May 7th, 4 o'clock. And Georgia has opened back up from being in quarantine for the coronavirus, but I finished this book during pandemic and I had a lot of time to reflect to myself, like, there are certain things in my life I'm dissatisfied with. What is the reason why I'm dissatisfied? Why am I in the position to feel that way? Is there something I can do about it, or is this just the way things are? And it gave me a lot of time to reflect. And Etta James, reading her book, she just made me realize that things just work out. I don't need to stress so much. I don't need to be so uptight about certain things. Just live life, do what you like to do, and your gift will provide. So all in all, I guess those are the main takeaways that I have from this book, Raised to Survive, the Etta James story. I would highly recommend that you go and read it. Or if you have a book that you're reading with some celebrity, it doesn't have to be music related, but let me know in the comment section down below, because I am looking for something new to read. And as long as it's music related, I think I'll go ahead and do a review on YouTube so that you will be able to know about it. I'm excited for my next read. Again, this is really great for me. I hope that you enjoyed listening to this review of Raised to Survive by Etta James. I believe I got this from Amazon for like, no, I did not. I got it from Barnes & Noble. I finally used that gift card that my friend got me for Christmas like 2-3 years ago. And this book was about $20-something, maybe 20. Is there a price on this? It was $18, but you know, after shipping, it came out to like $23 and some change. So that's not bad. Anyway, I would highly recommend this book. Again, if you are someone who is in music or you're in the entertainment industry, I think it would be worth it for you to go pick out some books by famous people like Etta James, like a Kanye. Charlemagne the God came out with a book, Black Privilege. I got that one, but I actually let my friend Namdi have that because I finished it. If you would be interested in reading this, the only rule I have is after you finish reading it, sign your name and put the year that you finished in the inside of the book and then pass it on to somebody else. I think it's a cool concept because I tend not to read books twice, even though I might like to keep some things from my personal library, but I just don't read books twice. I find that once I'm done reading them, I'm done. So if you might be interested in this, then let me know in the comment section down below. Perhaps the first person to let me know that they want it, I'll send it over to you and you can read it if you don't feel like paying for it. If you want your own copy though, this was about 23 bucks after shipping and handling. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I post a new video. I usually do videos on anything pertaining to music, whether that's being in the studio, whether that's singing, whether that's growing your audience, or whatever comes with being in the industry basically. So let me know what you thought about this video and if you'd be interested in seeing more videos like it. Thank you for watching. My name is LexC. Until next time, peace.